Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a conversation about law of branding. I'm here with Kriti. She is back and she is grilling me with a lot of questions about my article I had in Expert Hub, the 7 laws. We already covered the 6 laws. I hope you liked the videos. Please do comment or ask me questions. I'll do my very best to answer them. I have to say, Kriti, I haven't been able to sleep a lot because I am afraid what kind of questions you will ask me about the 7 law of branding.
Well, I can't help it because you've been so good. So I have to think a lot. So I can't sleep either because I've been thinking, what should I ask?
Okay, we've been like sleepless in both our ends, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what to do?
Yeah. So after Sleepless in Seattle, I think the next movie will be Sleepless in Oslo, all together on a very different subject, but something like that. Yeah.
Sleepless over branding. Yeah.
So, like you said earlier, that this amazing article of yours, which got me all worked up because I was really curious how you judge and decide about branding and how you teach about it, and that's why I've made that conscious decision of enrolling for your workshop, and it's been fun so far. And that also got me to the 7 laws, and now we are on the final law today, which is the law of meaning and mortality.
Yes.
And so far, I haven't heard you saying that, okay, this is the standard you should adhere to. I mean, to say, this is a structure that you should follow while developing a brand or making it visible, or the authenticity. I mean, you have been very open regarding how a brand should be. So it's just like a child,
It
like,
is. And especially when it comes to personal brand, they should never tell anybody this is how it should be, because
mhm,
then it doesn't become a personal brand. It becomes something that is structured.
mhm,
And I love my workshop. When we do our workshop, I love the way people, present themselves after the workshop, because they work with their personal brand, and they are the people who designed it.
mhm.
They follow a structure, yes, but that is set by the social media, that is so set by the algorithm in Facebook and Instagram and so on. So it's not that what I'm talking about. I'm talking more about how do you um, what in the content is presenting you as the brand, as you as a person. How would people connect to you? And when it comes to the business brand, as we said in one of the earlier videos, your business is kind of your baby.
Mhm.
And when you bring other people to make help you foster it and care for it, make it grow, then that changes. So there is no one who can say, do this. They might have done something that is successful, but that does not mean that that will also work for you. You have to put in your own ingredients, maybe your own spices, a little bit of, different nourishment. You will bring something to the table that nobody else have, because that's your baby and it's you who, you know, your ideas gave it birth. So I think that is why I don't say do this, do that. I always talk to people and say, okay, how can we bring this forward, and how do you want people to see it? Because
Mhm.
we everybody have our own imagination, our own vision.
Mhm.
So if somebody tells you to do this, this, and this, then they're giving you probably their recipe for success. But
Mhm.
I always say, make it your own.
So, wow, that is a very resounding advice because, yeah, you make it you.
Yes.
Everybody can be you. And, but does that also come to you as a query, or I don't know if you've addressed it ever, when to call it quits? Like it's not working, or you need to just shut the shop or close it down, or, retract the idea?
You do get signals.
Mm-hmm.
You get signals. If you are open to see the signals, you will easily understand when your business has grown old, I'm not saying old fashioned, but
Mm-hmm.
old,
Mm-hmm.
literally old. And when it is time to quit or sell or change.
Mm-hmm.
Because, see, if you reorganize the whole thing, that I kind of, um, compare it to being born again.
Mm-hmm.
In our mythology, we say, you die and you get born again. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of killing it totally, if you are willing and you want to keep it go on further, you need to reorganize the whole thing so it has a new birth. But then you have to remember, you will have the baby stage, and then the toddler stage, and youngsters, and then old. The whole cycle will start again.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, if you're willing to do that, then that's fine. So I can give you an example. So my mom started the Omni Hustle culture in 1980s, early 80s. And in 2005, she said she doesn't want it, like she couldn't do it anymore because she was working full time in the government office, and also running this side by side. So I said, well, I'll be the new CEO then. So I was the CEO for then 10 years. So altogether, we ran it for 30 years. And coming 30, I was getting signals from the market, from the government, and there was less and less money each year,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So it wasn't sustainable in the long run. But I was so emotionally invested, the emotions were there, and I was a little bit stubborn. I didn't want to listen to the signals.
Mm-hmm.
But if there is no money in the business, it's time to change. So I was thinking, okay, I learned a lot about business. Let's do this reorganizing thing. But the board was not on it because they were not business people, so they couldn't see the vision, how to change and then give it a like new birth. So I hit a wall suddenly with the board, but it was like high time. And we were getting the signals for 2 3 years. So I said, you know what? I'm going to step back. I can't do anything with a dying company.
Yeah.
You know? So I stepped back, and the board said, okay, they'll try to run it by themselves. They were only able to learn it 2 more years, and that was on the minimum. They were more expenses than income, and they were working 3 times as hard because the reputation was also a little bit, when people change in the organization can only, or the company can only survive that much by itself. You need people who can carry it, who
Mm-hmm.
has a good personal brand. So they had to close it down, because they were not willing to reorganize it. But what I did was I took 2 step back, and I started another one with a different name and a different board and everything. And that flourished because new times need new names, new ways of doing stuff, new routines, new system, new energy. And you can only do that if you're willing to let something go.
Mm-hmm.
If you're holding on too hard, it it doesn't last very long. I mean, how long can it last? 30 years, 40 years, 50 years? Those companies who have lasted like hundreds of years, 150, 200, have gone through a lot of changes. They have
Yeah.
changed their names. They have changed management. They have changed, they reorganized. They've been born again and again and again. But they kept something, so that people realize that it's the same company. But they
Mm-hmm.
did change. Now, you don't have companies who are 200-year old and good brand who have not changed their ways of working.
Well, that's true. Otherwise, they won't be relevant and current. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means you need to really observe the signals about not just the pulse of the market, but also how it's going to be financially, and if it's feasible, and in terms of reputation and everything.
Hmm.
So the art of letting go is very important here as well.
It is, and we do that as parents as well, right? After our children are big enough,
Hmm.
tell them to go out in the world and start their own life,
Yeah, well, that's
right?
true.
So those are the children we have given birth to, like physically birth to,
Yeah.
and we are wired to love them,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Um, but so we have to have that kind of emotion and thoughts for our businesses as well. That after a while, we either have to let them go
Hmm.
and let somebody else take over, or we
Hmm.
have to start a new one
Yeah.
after a while, right? So this is, I think, if you compare it to your own children, it's not that difficult. You just need, because you put so much energy into it and it's a part of you, you don't want it to let it go. But you don't want your daughter or son to be living at your place when they're 35 and have no other life, right? So that is how you should think about your company as well.
That was interesting example. Well, this has been very interesting and engaging. Any tips before we sign off on branding and packaging? Any one or two tips you would like to share with your audience?
um I think I just had a conversation with one of my friends today. She's
Hmm.
also a coach. And she was saying, why do I need personal brand? Why do I need to brand myself personally? I don't understand it. I just want to say that personal branding is actually much more important than your business brand. Actually. Because as I said, you can start multiple businesses,
Hmm.
can shut down one business and start another one. So if you have a strong personal brand, people will follow. And success will follow you if you have a strong and meaningful personal brand. So if you don't have a business at this moment, don't worry about it. Start building your personal brand, because you will see that once you have a personal brand, you have a personal presence, not just in social media, but everywhere, things will automatically start to happen. People will understand that you're there and they will reach out to you by themselves. And that is one thing about branding. And you mentioned packaging. I think today it's a lot of people are very good in packaging their services, but when they do package, and if they really need to see what is the need of the customers.
Hmm.
So nowadays it is a lot of people are very lonely,
Hmm.
and because they have been told to sit at home, people are struggling with that. So remember, how can you make people's life better? Should be one of the goals for you when you package your services or product. But also remember, it has to be feasible for you. If
Hmm.
you have a business, you really need to make sure that you are not just giving away your services, because you need to survive too. So the packages need to be a good deal for both of you.
Win-win situation.
Yes, it
Wow.
has to be a win-win situation.
Okay. And any success stories of any clients you would like to share? Any remarkable journeys which you have experienced this year? Something which you would like to share with people? Anything?
Um, See, I always say my client success is my success. So uh, it is very, very, it feels good when my clients say, hey, I got another customer. Ah, I got another customer. Hey, see, this is working. So some of the people who took the branding and packaging workshop in spring, they are earning good amount of money. They're getting new clients. They know how to brand themselves. It takes time to brand, as I said earlier, but it's fun to see them actually be so clear about how to brand themselves, not just the personal branding, but also business branding, and how to package their stuff. It's amazing to see how far they come in 6 months. just doing this workshop. And yeah, so I'm not going to name names, but you guys know who you are.
Wow. I think a lot of people will be expecting messages from you today since uh, yeah, you guys are total rock stars. But Richa, you are the rock star to make the other people stand out as rock stars. So
Thank you.
thank you for this fun journey of 7 days and 7 laws. And I'm sure we are meeting again on 25th November, I think.
Yes, 25th of November. I hope I see all of you there, as many as you can. And if you want to take the business or your personal brand to the next level, then this workshop is happening now. And I think the time to start is now, isn't it? So
Yeah, like a friend of ours, she will put it. The time to start, when is it? It's now.
now.
Everybody for tuning in and listening and watching us. It's been a fun journey. Thank you so much, business coach Richa Chandra, for the 7 laws of branding, and wishing you all the luck and success with your branding and packaging workshop.
Thank you. If I had people like you around me asking me, grilling me for questions like that, I'll definitely be more successful. So, yeah, connect with us. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Stay safe. Bye.